You definitely want to ask your stylist to condition your scalp if that's something that you're not experiencing. And once we have all of the scalp covered with an oil, this is not a grease that I'm using. We're going to get every part of the scalp. We do a scalp stimulation process, which is just a simple scalp massage. You start at the frontal lobe and work your way down the sides. Come back up, work your way down the crown. At the back of the neck. This stimulates the scalp to promote growth, and it helps spread that oil around, getting all the parts that you may not have been able to apply oil to. Okay? When it comes to lock retwisting, you want to part the hair into two sections. You want to start the part at the base of the crown before it goes into the back of the head and the nape, which is about 2 to 3 inches from the nape of the hair. And this just makes the process a little easier. If you scatterbrain with your retwist, it takes a lot longer. The product of the day is twist butter. Loc twist butter. It's a product that I made 3 years ago, and is it? You want to come to this side? Might be in sunlight. That better? The product of the day is Loc twist butter. It is a product that I made about 3 years ago. And it has been the #1 holding agent that I've used, and I've used a lot of products. It's been the #1 holding agent for locks. And when you're retwisting, just want to make sure you get all the stray hairs separated. That makes the parts nice and clean. And apply a small amount of the product to that top row of your section. Go through. It's almost like applying a relaxer, the sections that you make. Go through and apply a little bit more to the next row of that section, and so on and so forth. You don't need a lot of product, regardless of what product you use. If you use a mango lime or whatever, you don't want to use a lot of product because, #1, you don't need to, especially if you're sitting under the dryer. And #2, it causes buildup in the locks, regardless of what type of product it is. Now, Loc twist butter has had the minimum amount of buildup that I've ever seen. But just apply a little bit of product to each row of that back section. Now you don't have to worry about digging into your product jar to continue to apply product. We're going to start on this bottom row. Sometimes your client might have a small lock, and there's nothing wrong with just adding that with another small one. Or if your client just wants to leave it one, that's fine. I think Miss Monica trusts my judgment, so I'm going to add that one together. And I'm twisting it all the way down because I had another lock that I have to wrap around to make it one. Palm row. When you twist the hair, you want to make sure there's no knots at the root. If you see knots, that's called over twisting. That can cause the hair to thin out. So you want to make sure that you have tension, but not too much. Make sure you separate those stray hairs. Keep them clean. Excellence is everything in these streets. Twist it all the way down. And that's called casting as well. If you see it start to bulk up, just straighten it out. I use the towel to clip the bottom row because as you go throughout the retwist, you have other hair to twist to hold your next twist to. But the bottom row, it seems to bulk up if you don't connect it to something. So just use the towel to hold it in place. After I get through with this section, we'll come back. Can you stop it?